What's going on, Bears fans? Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be diving into the first training camp of the year, and there's some things to go over. Training camp kicked off today at Hallis Hall with veterans and rookies returning to camp for the first time. With this being the first practice of the training camp season, it wasn't too hard on the guys. It ended up being a pretty light practice, which shouldn't come as a surprise. The practice today lasted just a little bit over an hour. There were some key players that were missing from the practice today, which included first-round pick Rome Odunze, who missed today's practice due to personal reasons, but is expected to be back in action for tomorrow's practice. Karan Namagaji is still dealing with an injury and was listed on the NFI list, but was present at practice. Gerald Everett was another one who was present at practice, but couldn't practice. He was off on the sides on the stationary bike. And TJ Edwards was limited throughout today's practice. Now to move on and talk about some offensive line news, because I know that's kind of a big question going into the season. Who's going to be an offensive line? Should they go sign Connor Williams? But today it appeared that Ryan Bates had taken a majority of the snaps at center with the first team offense today. And in some other offensive line news, it looks like Braxton Jones left today's practice during the 11v11 drills, but he did return to the sidelines, and Larry Borum filled in for him at left tackle. A fun note about today's training camp, Montez Sweat raved that Gervon Dexter came into training camp in great shape, and that he even said Montez Sweat did the conditioning test with the defensive ends. It's great to hear that Gervon Dexter came into camp ready to go. A lot of fans are excited for what he can do in his second year. He's definitely going to be a guy the Bears need to develop if they want to get that defensive line into the top half of the league. And with the three-tech position being a key position in Matt Eberflus's defense, I would expect him to step up. I think he's going to have great things coming for him in his second season. And that three-tech position that he has in Matt Eberflus's defense is going to be a major part of how this defense can succeed. And I would expect him to have a great second year, and I'm excited to see what he can do. Now, for the most exciting part of the practice was they usually end off practice with a 2-minute drill. And there were some great plays made by the defense mainly during today's 2-minute drill. Speaking of Gervon Dexter, he actually climbed the ladder and got a pass breakup on Caleb Williams, but Caleb actually ended up catching the ball off the tip and running it over to the sidelines out of bounds. Caleb Williams was looking for Tyler Scott on a corner route, but Jaquan Brisker jumped in front of it and made a nice pass deflection. Caleb Williams had DJ Moore on a post route that could have been scored for a touchdown, but it was broken up by Elijah Hicks. Overall, the practice was taken over by the defense today, but that's to be expected. The defense has high expectations going into the season, and the offense is still working on installing plays and building chemistry together. Throughout the next month of training camp, I would expect it to go back and forth on who has the better days, who's winning on the offense or on the defense. I think it's going to be pretty even, and I wouldn't get too worried about the defense winning days. The offense is going to come around. To be honest, if the offense was out there killing the defense, it'd be very shocking and almost worrisome for the defense. But they will be back at practice tomorrow. Rome Odunze will be joining them, and I'll be back with another video tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great rest of your day.